friends, welcome back. Nice to meet you again. My few series is going on with the big question: is it Bible historically accurate or not? Hope you're enjoying the series. Last episode was a continuation of Babylon Part 2, right? And that video we noticed about the prophecy, interesting prophecy which happened, and few which part still is happening in our time. Well, few of the portion of that prophecy is yet to happen, right? Still the question continues, same question we are trying to figure out the answer. Is it Bible historically accurate? In this video, we are going to see the Medo-Persia, about Medo-Persia. Medo-Persia is a one world power, Bible highlighting so many interesting facts and information about Medo-Persia, which you can see from on the historians' findings as well as from the Bible. Let's check both are equally meeting the expectations or accuracy or not. Welcome everybody to this channel, Bible Study with Matthew. Okay, see some Medo-Persia history. The ruins of the palaces as royal tombs provide whatever you are seeing right now is just a glimpse of the grandeur, power, and the wealth of the ancient dual empire of Media and Persia. Before the two kingdoms united, Media was the dominant kingdom, but in the 550 BCE, Medes came under the control of Persian King Cyrus II, who thereafter ruled over the kingdom of Medo-Persia. Centered in the region north of the Persian Gulf, this vast realm eventually stretched from Aegean Sea to Egypt to the northwestern India and included Judea. Medo-Persia ruled over the Jewish nation for more than 200 years, from the overthrow of Babylon in 539 BCE until Medo-Persia itself was defeated by the Greeks in 331 BCE. Numerous Bible books comment on significant events that occurred during that time. So now we will see some archaeology findings. Please see the description along with that picture. You can read it. Enjoy, Medo-Persians time. Hope you enjoyed it. Well, Medo-Persia is real, right? So now comes to the trustworthy history from the Bible about the Medo-Persia. So the first I want to highlight, the Bible tells us that the King Cyrus II freed the Jews held captive in the Babylon, allowing them to return to Jerusalem and rebuild God's temple, which the Babylonians had destroyed in 607 BCE. Where we can read in the Bible, Ezra, book of Ezra, chapter 1, verse 1 to 7. So here it reads, in the first year of the King Cyrus of the Persia, in order that Jehovah's words spoken by Jeremiah would be fulfilled, Jehovah steered the spirit of the King Cyrus of Persia to make a proclamation throughout his kingdom, which he also put in writing, saying, "This is what King of Cyrus of Persia says, Jehovah the God of the heavens has given me all the kingdom of the earth, and he has commissioned me to build him a house in Jerusalem, which is in Judah. Whoever there is among you, all his people, may his God be with him, and let him to go to the Jerusalem, which is in Judah, and rebuild the house of the Jehovah God of Israel. He is the true God, whose house has in Jerusalem. Anyone who is residing as a foreigner, wherever he may be, let him be helped by his neighbors by their giving him silver and gold, goods and livestock, along with the voluntary offering for the house of the true God, which was in the Jerusalem. Then the herds of the paternal house of Judah and Benjamin, and the priest and the Levites, everyone whose spirit and the true God has steered, prepared to go up and rebuild the house of Jehovah, which was in Jerusalem. All those around them supported them by giving them utensils of silver, gold, and goods, livestock, and the valuable things, beside all the voluntary offerings. King Cyrus also brought out the utensils of the house of Jehovah that Nebuchadnezzar had taken from Jerusalem, had put it in house of his God. Interesting, right? Let's read same book, Ezra chapter 3, verse 3 to 5. In the first year of King Cyrus issued an order concerning the house of the God in Jerusalem. Let the house be rebuilt as in the place where they are to offer sacrifice, and its foundation are to be set in place. Its height is to be 60 cubits, its width 60 cubits, with the 3 layers of the large stones rolled into the palace, and 1 layer of timbers, and let the expense to be paid by the king's house. And also let the gold, silver vessels and of the house of God that Nebuchadnezzar took out of the temple that was in Jerusalem, brought to Babylon, be returned, so that they may be put in their place in the temple in the Jerusalem, and be deposited in the house of God. So hope you like this scripture. Well, corroborating this account is a clay document known as the Cyrus Cylinder, discovered in 1879 in the ruins of ancient Babylon. So that cylinder confirming this occurrence, this event. The inscription identified the Cyrus by name and describes his policy returning previously captured people and their religious objects to their native lands. The Bible writer Isaiah recorded Jehovah's prophetic words concerning the Cyrus. So this also was as in the previous video also we discussed about this prophecy. Well, Isaiah chapter 44, 28, all that I delighted in he will completely carry out, even in my saying of Jerusalem, she will be rebuilt, and of the temple you will have the foundation I laid. So that was a prophecy made by Isaiah. Well, so where you can read in Isaiah chapter 44, 28, the one saying of the Cyrus, he is my shepherd, and he will completely carry out my will. The one saying in Jerusalem, she will be rebuilt, and of the temple or your foundation will be laid. Well, interesting prophecy. The same happened. So we notice the time, year also. let's get into the next Bible reference in terms of Medo-Persia. In fact, Cyrus, after that, Cyrus ordered that even the funds for the temple reconstruction given by the king's house. So the king's house only bear all the expenses for the reconstruction of the Jerusalem temple for God Jehovah. So let's read Ezra 6-3-4, chapter 6, verse 3 and 4. In the first year of the King Cyrus issued an order concerning the house of God in Jerusalem. Let the house be rebuilt as the place where they are to offer sacrifices, and its foundation are to be set in place. Its height is to be 60 cubits, its width 60 cubits, and with the 3 layers of the large stones rolled into the place, and 1 layer of timbers, and let the expenses be paid by the king's house. Interesting. This account also you can read it in the Bible. So this amazing statement harmonizes secular history also. So it was consistent policy of the Persian kings to help the restore the sanctuaries in the empire. Says the book Persia and the Bible. So where you can see this information again, same information you can see a well reputed book named Persia and the Bible. Okay, so now I want to share one another the secular history also confirming the authenticity of the Bible history when it comes to the Medo-Persia. Now let's see some prophecy about the Medo-Persia. Centuries ago, God's prophet Daniel mentioned his book. There he mentioned the features or the characteristics of the nature of the Medo-Persia kingdom and the ruler's nature. Where we can read it, Daniel chapter 7:5. Let's read it, and it says, "And look, another beast, a second one like a bear. It was raised upon one side, and 3 ribs were in its mouth between its teeth, and it was told, 'Get up, eat much flesh.'" Well, so what it's showing is, the Medo-Persia is quite famous, and they displayed a voracious appetite for conquest. Not long after Daniel's vision, the Cyrus defeated the Medes and then waged war against the neighboring Lydia and Babylon. His son Cambyses II conquered Egypt. Later, Medo-Persian ruler expanded the empire even further. So it's showing there, they don't have nothing stopped them from expanding, their territory. So how we can sure about this interpretation? In a separate but related vision, Daniel saw making thrust to the west and to the north and to the south. The prophecy was fulfilled when Medo-Persia made the thrust against other nations, including mighty Babylon. The angel God interpreted this vision, saying to Daniel, "The ram that you saw, the possessing 2 horns, stand for the kings of Media and Persia." Let's read that. Daniel chapter 8, 3 and 4. "As I raised my eyes, look, there was a ram standing before the water course, and it had 2 horns. The 2 horns were tall, but one was higher than another. The higher one came up later. I saw ram making thrust to the west and to the north and to the south. No wild beast could stand before it, and there was no one who could provide rescue from its power. It pleased exaltedly itself." Let's read the 4th. "The 2 horns ram that you saw stand for the kings of Media and Persia." What a wonderful prophecy, right? Even many centuries back, even the names you can see in the prophecy. Look at this picture also. Well, furthermore, some 2 centuries before the Babylons' defeat, the prophet Isaiah foretold both the name of the conquering Persian king who was not yet born and his strategy for taking Babylon. So this also in our previous video we already discussed this. This is what Isaiah wrote. This is what Jehovah has said to the anointed one, to Cyrus, whose right hand and I have taken hold of. So subdue before him nations, to open before him the 2 lead doors, so that even the gates will not be shut. So Isaiah 45:1, you can see this prophecy. Both Isaiah and Jeremiah foretold the Babylon's river and or canals fed by the Euphrates river, which served as a protective moat, would be dried up. Where you can see Isaiah chapter 44:27, Jeremiah 50:38, also you can see this prophecy. The Greek historian Herodotus and Xenophon confirmed the Bible's prophecies prophetic accuracy, including the fact that the Babylonians were reveling on the very night that Cyrus took the city. Where you can find it, Isaiah chapter 21:5-9, and chapter Daniel 5 1 to 4 and 30, you can see this incident. Having diverted the Euphrates river, and Cyrus' army entered the city through open gates along the river, encountering little resistance. In one night, mighty Babylon fell. What a tragic end of the great world power, right? This event in turn led to the amazing fulfillment of another prophecy. The prophetic Jeremiah had earlier foretold that God's people would be exiled in Babylon for 70 years. So that also you can read in Jeremiah chapter 25:1 and 12, and chapter 29 verses 10. That prophecy was fulfilled right on time, and exiles were allowed to return to their homeland. So, when it comes to the prophetic accuracy, authenticity, or the history facts, historians will not say that there is some mismatch, or Bible, whatever you can see in the Bible is not historically accurate. Well, this shows that the scriptures are inspired by God, and it's keeping 100% accuracy, especially in all the matters, especially history as well as the prophet in terms of prophecy. Friends, I hope you like this video. Well, so next we are going to see about the kingdom Greece. So Greece also identified as one of the world power in the Bible. And let's see what Bible is talking about Greece, what really happened. So thank you all very much for your time. I request you all to subscribe to and press the bell button to get the notification for the upcoming videos. Please share your comments, suggestions, or any ideas or any particular topic if you want to discuss. Feel free to comment it. Thanks a lot. See you in the next video.